We're going to lie on the floor on your backs and we are going to hug those knees in and enjoy a little bit of a roll around. Okay. Right. I literally just crashed to the floor then. Not a good start. Right, take the knees a little bit wider. So you just feel the lower back open up a little bit and drive the knees towards the armpits, allowing your lower back to lightly lift off the ground, and then take a little bit more of a roll there, and you'll feel it more across the sacrum or the buttocks. So your shoulders dropping down and relaxing a little bit so you're not tensing them up to the ears. And then what I want you to do is keep your knees tucked in towards you, but take the arms and spread them out wide, palms facing up. Stretch your fingers to feel your arms pulling away from the shoulders. Keeping the knees drawn in, squeeze your lower bellies if you're trying to lift your lower back off the floor to drive the thighs closer in towards your abs, and then just gently release off again, allowing the coccyx to stick to the floor and the knees to push away 2 or 3 inches. Exhale, squeeze them back in again. So it's just a little tiny movement, activating your lower core, and then releasing, letting the feet now drift towards the floor. And do that again. Find your breath, inhale through the nose as you release, and exhale, squeeze the thighs towards the chest. Do that a couple of more times. You can really lift the first 1 or 2 vertebrae off the ground and that last little squeeze in. And then just find your kind of neutral spine. Let your spine sit back down. Take a breath in, exhale, extend your legs to the sky. Stretch out the backs of those legs. Drive the toes down, push the heels away. Inhale, point the toes and drive the toes down towards your butt cheeks. And then extend your legs back up again to the sky. Part your feet slightly, so you're about hip width apart. Point the toes, heels back to the bottom, bending those knees, and go again. We're just waking up the hamstrings, starting to activate the lower abs. When you push your legs to the sky, make sure that your feet are sitting above your hip bones, not closer in. And then as you extend those legs again, start to push them forward very slightly, almost to a 45-degree angle. And then bending them back in again. So now we're starting to push a little bit deeper into those abs, push through the soles of the feet, inhaling back to the chest. 4 more times, kick them away. And make it slow. I want you to feel the stretch. I want you to feel your lower belly starting to control the movement of the legs. So I'm going to kick out 1 more time. Pushing away, lengthening, squeezing. Let's just hold that leg extension. Hold it. See if you can drop an inch lower in the legs, squeezing through the tummy. And then on your next breath in, bend the knees in and come to tabletop. We hold this position and we exhale, rock the knees over towards the right. See if you can drop them all the way down so they brush the floor. Don't rest them to the floor. And if that's too much, don't go all the way down to the floor. Come back to the middle. Inhaling through center, exhaling straight over to the other side. So now we're just going to wake up our spines a little bit more through rotation and the sides of our abs. So we're just going to float in your own breath, exhaling, brushing the ground if you can. Now, keep those shoulder blades pinned to the ground as you come through the roof. And to center, and to the other side. Let's start to turn our heads the opposite direction to our legs. So we're starting to turn a little bit more into the neck. My shoulders don't want to sit on the ground at all today. Pop it up. Just by not teaching this for 1 week, I feel a massive difference. You've probably done more Pilates than me in the last week, guys. I'm just assuming you've done your videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go one more to the right, one more to the left. Come back to the middle. And straighten those legs up to the sky one more time. Keeping your legs up here, and if it feels too much, feel free to bend your knees. If it's still too much, drop your feet to the ground. Bend through the elbows, bring your fingertips to the back of the head, and then we're going to inhale, chin to chest. Exhale, roll up towards those thighs, and then lightly drop them back down. Brush the floor with the head, and go straight back up again, exhaling. Elbows out wide. We're just taking a little bit more focus into the upper abs. So lovely exhale to crunch up, and then an inhale to drop down. Feel that little extra squeeze at the top of that crunch. Give me 8 more of these. Straighten those knees a little bit more. Push the soles of your feet to the ceiling a little bit more. Feel the activation through the backs of the legs. Curl up a little bit more. Really start to wake up these upper abs. 4 more. Get a little bit higher for those last 2. 1 more big crunch up. Let's just pause at the top. Feel those legs extending. See if you can push them away a little bit. Optional, you don't have to. Crunch up a little bit more and give me some little pulses. Let's start to really wake up these upper abs. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And then let's hug those knees back in again. Draw them gently in towards the chest and go to that little roll side to side again. Pop the feet down on the ground. Move down my back. I'm doing that. So feet sit in line with knees and hips. Shoulder blades tuck them underneath, the arms down by your side. And inhale, push through all 4 corners of your feet and lift those hips up into a bridge. Exhaling up, inhaling, curl the spine back down. Just before your coccyx sits into the floor, lift straight back up again. We're just doing a spinal curve and warm up spine in this direction, and thighs are now a little bit more active, hamstrings a little bit more active, and buttocks are more active. So when we lift our hips up, a big squeeze in the butt at the top, and then release it down. Now when we reach the top, lift your heels, drop your heels, roll it out. So we're pushing into the calves now. And then activating the joints of the toes. Inhale at the bottom, exhale up. Squeeze up into those calves. 4 more big hip lifts. Rolling down, see if you can feel the vertebrae rolling down one by one. Now we're all going to hold our last one at the top. So when you've done your last rep, you stay up at the top and we keep the heels lifted. See if you can draw the knees slightly closer together, squeezing the butt a little bit more, lifting up, go into those pulses, little hip presses up and down. And I want you to imagine you're pushing through the thighs and then squeezing the butt at the very last point at the top. 8, 7, 6, get a little bit higher if you can. 3, 2, and just lower the heels, stay in your bridge. Take a breath in, exhale, push through 4 corners of the feet again to lift the hips. Inhale, left knee comes in towards the chest. It extends up towards the sky. It bends back in towards the chest and it sits back down and we swap to the other side. Right knee in, extend up, bend and pop the foot down. So we pull in for 1, we extend for 2, Point the toe to bend the knee for 3, pop the foot back down. Slower, the better. Don't rush it. Think about the 4 points. Inhale in. Exhale, stand. Point the toe to bend. Pop the foot down. Right side. Now let's start to lift these hips up a little bit more. So the leg that's on the floor that's not moving, squeeze the butt and lift the hips so you've got maximum elevation. Into the right. So we're going to go 1 more each side. Hips up. Breathe. Last one to the right. Feet to the floor, lift the hips up, pulse them with the feet pressed down. Big squeeze, more movement, get more movement, bigger presses. 8, 7, 6, keep the knees pressed together. 4, 3, 2, last one, and then just roll it out. Spine settle for a little bit. Now take those arms wide again, palms up, engage the abs, pull the knees in, tabletop position. Now we're going to take our right leg, drop it open towards the right side, drive it back into the center, and push the legs forward with toes pointing to a 45-degree angle or a little bit lower if you can. Drive the knees back in. Left knee falls over to the left. Drive it back in and extend the legs forward. Now, if you want, you can do this with your legs straight. Take the right leg out, wide V as you can go. Try not to let the opposite side of your body follow. And then the legs can float down halfway and pull back up again. And then the left leg goes out wide as you can. Extend it. Or you can do this bit with your legs straight and then go to bent knees and do the leg extensions there. So you've got 3 options, which one you want to do. Get that leg as wide as it can go. So when you pull your right leg over to the side, the left buttock wants to lift off the floor. So you need to squeeze that left side, stop the buttock lifting up. And then if you're really feeling like you want to go further, take both legs over the pendulum. Squeeze deep into the belly to pull the legs back in, and then drop the legs forward and pull them back up again. And then to the other side. Or you can do that with bent knees. Forward. Is anybody else sliding down their mats, or is it just me? You are. Right, let's start to turn our head in the direction of the legs. So keep that spinal twist up in the upper part of the spine. Start to activate your lower abs a little bit more as you push those legs away. So you can make this as hard as you want to. You might feel you could drop those legs even lower in the center. You're feeling strong today. We're going to go 1 more each side. Keep it slow. Exhale over to the side. Eye gaze to the left. Back to the center. Push away. Let's see if you're with me. You might not be with me. Over to the eye gaze to the right. Back to the middle. Push those legs away. Swing them back into the middle. Bring your hand up above your shoulders. Pistol grip your fingers. Flex your feet. Part your feet slightly. And reach up to those toes for a pulse crunch. So try to touch those toes every time. Straighten the knees. Now I don't want to see knees bent. I want to see legs straight. And I want you to make sure your coccyx on the ground. So you're not lifting your bottom. 8, 7, reach higher. 6, 5, reach higher. Come on, work right up to those toes. 1 more. And then as we drop our head, we open the arms, we bend the knees, tuck them quite close in towards your chest, like we started with, and pop them over to the right. Take your right hand on that left thigh and twist and open up that left shoulder, pressing the shoulder blade into the ground. Nice noise. Might even get a smell of the bins in a minute. So just take a long deep breath in. As you exhale, push that left shoulder away, looking to the left hand. You can tuck your knees as high up or as low down as you like, wherever you feel the stretch is more. So I get more out pushing my knees down rather than up. And then I get it across the glutes, right across the buttock area into the hip. Three more deep breaths, just really settling into this twist. Let's release that right hand. Engage those abs to drive the knees back up to center. Pause in the middle. Take hold of your knees, hug them into your chest. You can still hear me. As you hug them into your chest, hold them a little bit lower down to the shins. Look up towards your knees, lift your chin, and just curl yourself up into a little ball. So you're putting your chest towards your thighs, but your shoulders stay relaxed. And just drive that into a lovely little flexion. Lower your head and shoulders back down to the floor. Open the arms out wide. Take the legs straight back up again. Slide the fingers back behind the head. Roll up into a crunch again. Hold your crunch this time. So go as high as you can. Curl up a little bit more. And if you wish, push your legs away a little bit more. 45, halfway, and pulse here. Tiny little movements in the upper abs. Push your lower back down into the floor by squeezing deeper into the belly. See if you can lift your shoulders a little bit higher. 10, 9, 8. Come on, stay with me. 6, 5. Go higher. And then drop your head. Open the arms. Fold your knees back into your chest. And let's slowly drop the knees to the left. Let them land wherever they can. Catching the thigh with the left hand and twisting down into that right shoulder. Eye gaze to the right hand. Sliding the arm away. Breathe into any tight areas you may find are there. Keep turning, keep twisting, keep reaching away. Three more breaths. So release that hand from the thigh, abs on, lift those knees up. And then pop them down onto the floor in the middle. Soles of the feet together, take a little rocking effect through the hips, just rolling your knees side to side. Now, I need to give you guys some bands, actually. Let's do that. Yeah, we'll do that in a minute. Now, we're going to do a little bit more abs and back work, but we're going to do some nice strong stretching in the hamstrings and inner thighs and outer thighs today. So rock yourself back into the center, keep the knees in that butterfly position. Slide the feet a little bit closer in. So you're now pushing down. Imagine you're pushing down as the outer edges of your feet with your soles together. See if you can just lightly lift your buttocks off the floor and press yourself up into a little mini bridge, keeping those knees wide. Squeeze into the buttocks and imagine your buttocks, buttocks. Tuck your tailbone under, so you just feel the lower part of the pelvis changing its position, and push up a little bit deeper. So you feel your inner thighs having to be active here as you squeeze your butt and lift the hips. And if it's not for you, don't do it. Make it as active as you can. Keep pushing the soles of the feet together. The more you push your heels in and your toes in, the inner thighs will activate and you'll lift higher. Keep tucking the tailbone under. Just 10-second hold here. One more big deep breath. And we carefully drop ourselves back down to the floor. Now lift the feet off the ground and slide them a little bit higher so that when you look up towards your legs, there's that lovely diamond shape. Inhale, right leg, keeping that same position, tap to the back, front, whatever it is, the corner of your mat, down there. And then back to the other side, sorry. So we keep in that diamond shape, the leg position does not change. So as you drop the foot, it's trying to pull the opposite buttock off the floor. Then your obliques have to kick in to control the core stability. We're trying to keep the body in the center so we're not rocking side to side. And you can lengthen your knee a little bit more if you want a little bit more as you tap to the corner, then bring it back to diamond. So you would get a little bit more length. But when you lengthen your leg, try not to change the position. You've still got a slight external rotation in the hip. You might want to take it a little bit wider if you want to change your core a little bit more. And I want you to stay working one side at a time on this one. So take your focus a little bit more into the spine. I want you to imagine you're using your abs to get your spine grounded a little bit more so you feel more working. And if you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, take your arms off the ground, float them above your shoulders, and now work on keeping that central position through the body. We're going to go 8. So brace me. Tap down for 7. Slower the better, I think. 6. Sorry, I'm moving down my mat the whole time. 5. 4. See if you can lengthen out a little bit more. Now push that lower back down into the ground. Your tummy needs to be pure active. 2. 1 more. Then come back into the center. If your arms are up, pop them down again. Bring the soles of feet together, open the knees, just pulse your knees out. And if you want more in the tummy, push your legs away. 8, 7, 6, 5. Come on, squeeze into the lower back. Lift your feet a little bit higher, everybody. 2. And then bring the knees in. Slide your hands down the shins, keeping the soles of the feet together, grabbing your ankles all around the outside edges of your feet, and butterfly stretch, lying down. So try and get your coccyx down, your shoulders down, your spine flat, heels to the groin, and knees wide. And just find that breath. One of my favourite stretches because I'm so rubbish at it. Who's got bands here today, by the way? You've got them. Just for stretching purposes, that's all. Now just hold that stretch for a couple of more breaths. You don't have one. Huh? I've got one. I've got one of those. That's all right, isn't it? We've bound it up. Okay. Keeping your feet together in that position, drop your legs back down to the floor again, so they stay in that butterfly position. Grab your band. Some of you may not need them. I like to use a band because I can feel the resistance going a little bit further with the stretch. Fold them in half, no matter what band you've got. You're going to leave your right leg where it is, and you're going to take the band around your left foot, and you're going to hold the band with your left hand down by your ankle. So that knee is now pointing towards your left shoulder, okay? You can put your right hand on the inner thigh to keep your weight down, because you can just kind of roll a little bit on this. We are going to attempt to open that leg out behind us as if it's pushing down towards the left shoulder. So we're not taking it out to the side like that. We're bringing it round and behind, and we can use both hands if you need to, and straighten that leg as much as you can. So I'm actually going to hold my band with my right hand because of the resistance with my left. And then drive the toes down towards the left shoulder and open the leg another 2 or 3 inches out to the side and extend that knee. So once you've got your full hamstring stretch, take the leg further to the left so it's out more to the side. So your right leg pointing out to the right helps to keep your balance in the middle. So the bands give you an opportunity to get your legs straighter because of that flexibility. So work on pushing that knee straight. Try and turn your toes down, your heels up, so you're trying to laterally rotate from the hip outwards. You want it to be uncomfortable. Well. You take the right knee up a little bit. Okay, let's drift the leg up, holding the band in the right hand. We're going to take that leg over to the right, but no further down than the hip level. So it's drifting, staying in line with my hip bone. Left arm then slides out, left shoulder blade into the ground. Make this a really deep hamstring stretch by driving the toe towards your right shoulder, straightening that knee. Because your right leg is bent, it gives you a lot more freedom. So make sure that leg is over. Julia, bring your leg over. In hip, sorry, over to the side, in line with your hip. That probably wasn't clear instructions. And then that left shoulder blade is fixed back down to the floor again.
Which way do you look anyway?
To the left. Or just straight up to the sky if you don't like turning that direction. Right, let's drive these toes further up towards the right shoulder and push the leg into extension. I want you to feel it. I want you to have words like Eva's.
Your bum's with the ground.
Your bum's completely off the ground. You're twisting.
Oh, right.
There we go.
Oh, that's tell me.
Sorry, I didn't explain that bit very clearly today.
No.
2 more breaths. Pull the toes further up. Make your last one deep, 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 deep. And then ease it off. Drift the leg back up. All the way to the sky again. Bring your right knee with you. And then pull the toes across your right hip bone. So I'm just doing a gentle crossover. My left buttock is still slightly on the ground. It's very slightly elevated. And then pull the toes down towards the right shoulder. And try and get that right into the outer edge of the hamstring. So a lot of people feel this behind the knee. And don't go too far. Don't go too far over to the right. You just sit so the leg's just slightly crossing over the right thigh. Straighten the knee more. Are you feeling this? Yes. Good, good. The silence is killing me. And then drift your leg back into the center. Slide your right leg flat down into the ground. Hold onto that band with both hands. Drive your left hip bone down as you pull your left leg in. So it's not lifting off the ground, you're just working that full extension. Now pull your elbows close in, turn your palms in towards you, as if you're bicep curling, roll up into a little crunch. So I've used quite a lot of band resistance to drive my chest up, then hover your right leg off the floor. Curl up a little bit more. So you can stay here and just do some little pulses. But if you want a little bit more of a challenge, release the band and pulse, reaching your fingers forward. You've got two options there. Now, flex both feet, you get full extension. Squeeze deep into the tummy muscles to reach towards that foot. 10, 9, stay off the ground the whole time. 6, 5, reach it. 3, 2, last one. Now on this one, we drop our heads, our arms, our shoulders. Lift the right leg all the way up. Grab hold of that band again and feed that right foot under the band. Release the left one. And as we drop the left one down, make that half butterfly shape so the leg is in that butterfly shape on this side. Good. Now, I want you to bend your right knee, sliding your knee towards the outside of your right shoulder, and my right arm has come inside the leg. Get a full grip of that band. And when you're ready, we're going to open the leg out to the side and behind us. So again, I'm better off with my left hand on this one, but everyone's different. So we're trying to turn our whole hip to the right. So we're laterally rotating the hip, toes towards the floor, doing completely what my leg does not like to do. And then drive the toes down towards your right shoulder and extend the knee. So remember, we're not coming out to the side, the leg's coming behind you. And as far as you can get it behind you, and then you can let it just slide out a little bit more to the right. Go deep into that stretch. Try and turn the toes down, heels up. Just spend a good 3 or 4 more breaths driving into this. I want to see the legs getting a little bit straighter because the band allows you to do that. Pull your toes further out towards the right if you can. Go a little bit deeper. Last breath. And then begin to drift that leg slowly back to center. Taking the band in your left hand. And just allowing it to slowly drop to the other side. Your right arm slides out wide. Remember, as we twist, don't let the leg drop lower than your hips. Got a nice little radiator to rest on it. And then drive your toes towards your left shoulder, extending the knee, and then twisting into that right shoulder. And you can take your eyes to the right or straight up. Right, do whatever you have to do to adapt it, keep it higher. You use a lot of arm strength here. You want your biceps to be shaking and holding that leg for resistance. Keep breathing through that knee as you straighten a little bit more. Feel that, Jen?
No.
At all?
No.
Not even in the hamstring?
Not really.
Can't you touch your ear with your toes? Possibly. Go on then.
Not just such glory.
The rest felt like. Okay, let's take that leg carefully up. Keeping that left knee, bringing it back to center. And then bring the toes across the left shoulder as you just very lightly lift the right buttock. So it crosses over the left hip bone and then down towards you. Do you feel that one?
This slightly there.
So we're slightly medially rotating the hip a little bit, turning toes to the left, heels to the right. So an internal rotation from the hip, and then let's straighten those knees a little bit more. See, I find this one dire.
Me too.
Makes me feel sick.
It's like right behind your knee, yeah?
Yeah.
Take your leg up. So, your left knee, guys, needs to be pointing towards the sky now. So that's it. And then let's come back to center, holding the band with both hands, extending your left leg, and then going deep into that hamstring stretch in the middle. So imagine you're slotting your right hip bone down into this position, and then using your bicep to drive that leg in. Left leg needs to be active as well. And when you're ready, we bring the elbows close in, we lift the chin towards the chest, and we just imagine we're curling our chest up towards that leg. So we're still actively stretching that right hamstring, and then the left leg can hover. Bring yourself up higher. So you activate your upper abs to pull yourself up, and then go into that little pulsing motion, using your arms to drive you up, or more of a challenge. Let's go into that reach forward. Squeeze deep into those abs. If you did the band one last time, let's see if we can do this one. Squeeze, 10, 9, come on, push it up. Hold at that very, very top position. 6, 5, straighten those knees. 4, flex those feet. Last 2, one more. And then carefully drop your head down. Release the band from the feet. And bend both your legs. Part your feet, let your knees touch each other like they're kind of falling into each other. My legs feel a bit wobbly. Oh, I haven't done a lying down one on my back for ages. But we're going to change positions. Hug your knees in. Slide your hands around the back of the thighs. Roll yourselves up. And let's flip around. Hands and knees. So let's just lift the chin, lift the bottom, let the spine sink, shoulders pull back. Take a deep breath here, allowing everything to sit into extension, and then go the opposite way. Curve it up. Tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone, hold here. Scooping the belly in. Take a breath in, exhale, scoop it in a little bit more, and that will flex your spine even more. And then release to neutral. Set yourself up. We're going to raise our right leg, left arm into a straight line. We're going to take a deep breath in as we reach, finding our balance. Exhale, pull the elbow and the knee up around to the side and lengthen away again. So we exhale, knee high, cock your leg, squeeze the elbow, the leg and the arm are doing exactly the same thing. Exhale. Inhale. The more you bring that knee up and out to the side, the more you're going to get into those buttocks. And you're stabilizing that left leg. Try and squeeze the butt, so that one is really active. We're going to do 4 more. Two more, big squeeze. Last one. You extend away, we drop the hand only. We're going to bring that knee back around. I want you to watch the knee, lean into the left side and pulse that leg up and down and forward at the same time. So you're kind of squeezing towards the shoulder. A little bit of give in that left elbow, but squeeze the belly, get it higher. 8, 7, can you touch your shoulder? 5, elbow maybe. 3, 2, and then drop that leg, extend it out. Just be careful of the person next to you. Slide the foot, drop down to your elbows. Perhaps your left knee can go wider. Turn the feet, that left foot out, so it's turned out towards the left side. And then push your hips back and down. And we're just getting a little bit deeper into that hip groin area. This is good. I'm doing this just for Jen, because Jen doesn't feel any stretch. But finally. Yeah, it can hurt the knee, but hurt the knee, just slide the knee. Is it the left one?
Yeah.
Yeah, just if you pull it under and then slide your right one a little bit more. Not very nice on the knees. It's not very nice. So look forward towards me, lift and lengthen, try and get those shoulders equal, extend the spine, push your hips back and sink lower. 10 more seconds here. Release all that nasty tension. Try and get the sole of the foot pushed into the floor so you get into the ankle. Take one more breath, relax those shoulders, and then come up onto your hands, slide the leg back in again. Very briefly, sit back into child pose. Whilst we're in child pose, we can take a little twist. So your knees are to the edges of your sides of your mat. Extend your arms forward, look up, and then take your right arm and just feed under. You can make this just into a gentle twist as you lower your right ear towards the floor. Or you can take your left arm and feed the arm under and turn a little bit more. So now I've lifted my shoulder off the floor and I'm twisting a little bit more through the upper body, looking towards the sky. Or you can just stay here, and with the left arm, you can reach to the right and you just feel a little bit more extension down the left side of your lats. So there's kind of 2 ways of doing this, whatever you want to get out of it. And then gently release yourself back up and bring yourself back up onto your hands and knees. Find your neutral spine. Sit tall, abs on, left leg comes up behind, right arm drifts forward. Find your balance first of all. Take a breath in to reach. Exhale, let's open out to this side, squeezing everything up and around and lengthening away again. My dog scratched up my mat. The dirt from last summer and dog scratches, sweat, makeup. I think I need a new mat. So remember, we squeeze the right butt cheek, that's stabilizing side, but squeeze the elbow and the knee as wide as possible. 6 more, come on, make it strong. Four, 3. Squeeze that shoulder blade, you pull the elbow out and around. Remember that knees and elbows coming out and around. Last one. And then we lengthen away. Drop the hand. Pull that knee in, soften the right elbow, look to the knee, and then lift it up and forward as we press it towards that left shoulder or elbow. Try and touch the shoulder if you can. Squeeze it. 8, 7, get it higher. 6, get it higher. 4, 3, last 2. 1 more, and we kick it out to the side. We drop it to the floor. We drop to our elbows, and we find our stretch on this side. So the right knee can go wider with the foot turned out. If that's not for you, Then slide that right knee in and just push the left leg wider. We want to try and equal out the hips. We inhale, lift up, look up and lengthen, flat back. And then ease the hips back and down. But don't hunch your shoulders. It's so easy to hunch your shoulders in this position, especially when it hurts. Slide the outer edge of your feet to the ground on that left side. So you really find the ankle side stretch as well. Ten more seconds. Give yourself 2 more deep breaths. And then when you come up, we come up onto our hands. We slide ourselves back out, back into that child pose. So knees to the sides of the mat, big toes touching, arms are forward. Slide the left arm under, and let's take a little twist. So remember, you have the option just to stay here. You can move the right arm across to the left to get more side stretch on the right side. So the right arm slides to the left corner of the mat. Or you can take hold of your wrist and feed yourself under to get more rotation on that left side. Wherever you are, deepen the stretch. And then carefully, on your next breath, bring yourself and find a comfortable child pose. So I'm just going to bend my elbows, rest my forehead onto my hand. 30 seconds, just letting your whole body settle. And when you're ready, just bring yourself up and come and sit yourself comfortably. Cross-legged position. If that's not comfortable, find what is comfortable for you. Take your right hand to the base of your spine, left hand on the knee, lift up tall, and just take a gentle spinal twist over the shoulder. Don't mind which way you go. We're doing both sides. And then let's just take a little twist over to the other side. And twist yourself back to the middle. Just sit yourself in a nice neutral spine. Open your arms, lift your chest, squeeze your shoulder blades back, and then inhale the arms up. Bring your hands lightly together, and then bow down. Ladies, thank you so much, and gentlemen. Yay! I meant teaching this class, and I'm even just for a week.
Thanks, Polly. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.